A journey into the world of oyster mushroom farming in Vietnam. First, introduction to oyster mushroom farming. Good day, everyone. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey into the world of oyster mushroom farming in Vietnam. Prepare to be enchanted by stories of traditional wisdom, the science of cultivation, and the delicious results of this remarkable craft. From the lush landscapes of the Mekong Delta to the vibrant markets across the country, oyster mushrooms play a vital role in Vietnamese cuisine and culture. So, let's dive in and uncover the secrets of these delightful fungi.
Second, the heart of oyster mushroom farming. Imagine walking through the fertile fields and gardens of the Mekong Delta, where the conditions are just right for growing oyster mushrooms. This region, known for its rich soil and humid climate, provides an ideal environment for mushroom cultivation. But the magic of oyster mushrooms isn't confined to the Delta. It's a thriving industry throughout Vietnam, thanks to the country's tropical weather and abundant natural resources.
Third, a day in the life of a mushroom farmer. Let's step into the daily life of a Vietnamese mushroom farmer. Picture the farmer rising early, surrounded by the morning mist, to tend to rows of mushroom beds. These farmers carefully monitor temperature and humidity levels, ensuring the perfect conditions for their delicate crops. It's a meticulous process, one that requires patience and expertise. Did you know that oyster mushrooms can grow from a tiny spore to a full-grown mushroom in just a few weeks? It's a rapid transformation that's truly fascinating.
Fourth, the science behind the fungi. Oyster mushrooms are not just any fungi, they're a marvel of nature. These mushrooms thrive on decaying organic matter, making them excellent recyclers of nutrients. Farmers often use agricultural byproducts like rice straw, sawdust, and coffee grounds as a growing medium. This sustainable practice not only benefits the environment but also makes use of materials that would otherwise go to waste. It's a perfect example of nature's brilliant efficiency.
Fifth, from spores to harvest, the growing process. The journey of an oyster mushroom begins with spores, the tiny seeds of the fungi. These spores are inoculated into the growing medium, where they germinate and form a network of mycelium. Over time, the mycelium produces fruiting bodies, the mushrooms we love to eat. Harvesting is a careful process, as mushrooms are delicate and must be handled gently. Imagine the excitement of a farmer seeing the first flush of mushrooms appear, ready to be picked.
Sixth, the varieties of oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms come in a delightful array of colors and flavors, from the classic white and gray varieties to the striking pink, yellow, and blue mushrooms. Each type offers its own unique taste and texture. These mushrooms are incredibly versatile, making them a favorite ingredient in many Vietnamese dishes. Whether stir-fried, grilled, or added to soups, oyster mushrooms bring a rich umami flavor to the table.
Seventh, culinary delights and health benefits. Speaking of the table, let's talk about the culinary delights of oyster mushrooms. They're not only delicious but also packed with nutrients. Rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals, these mushrooms are a powerhouse of health benefits. They're known to boost the immune system, lower cholesterol, and even have anti-cancer properties. In Vietnamese cuisine, oyster mushrooms are celebrated for their ability to enhance the flavors of traditional dishes, from pho to banh mi.
Eighth, the cultural significance of mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms hold a special place in Vietnamese culture. They symbolize prosperity and growth, reflecting the country's agricultural heritage. During festivals and celebrations, mushrooms are often featured in special dishes, representing abundance and good fortune. It's a tradition that has been passed down through generations, highlighting the deep connection between people and their land.
Nineth, stories from the farm. Let me share a heartwarming story from the Mekong Delta. There's a tale of a young farmer named An who inherited a small plot of land from his grandparents. Determined to honor their legacy, and decided to grow oyster mushrooms. Despite facing many challenges, he persevered, learning from the elders in his village and experimenting with different techniques. Today, An's farm is one of the most successful in the region, and he shares his knowledge with others, fostering a spirit of community and collaboration.
10th, challenges and innovations in mushroom farming. Of course, mushroom farming is not without its challenges. Pests, diseases, and climate variations can all impact production. But Vietnamese farmers are resourceful and innovative. They adopt new technologies and sustainable practices to overcome these hurdles. For example, some farmers use solar panels to control the temperature in their mushroom houses, ensuring a stable environment for growth. It's this blend of tradition and innovation that drives the success of oyster mushroom farming.
11th. A taste of tradition. Before we wrap up, I have a delightful surprise for you. A tasting session of dishes made with oyster mushrooms. I've brought a few samples for you to enjoy. As you savor the flavors, think about the journey these mushrooms have taken from farm to fork. It's a testament to the dedication and skill of Vietnamese farmers, who transform humble spores into culinary treasures.
12th, Q&A and mushroom trivia. Now, let's open the floor to your questions and stories. Do you have any mushroom-related experiences to share? Perhaps a favorite recipe or a burning question about mushroom farming? Let's dive into a lively discussion and celebrate our newfound appreciation for oyster mushrooms. Thank you for joining me on this mushroom-filled adventure through Vietnam's farming traditions. I hope you leave with a deeper understanding and appreciation for the mushrooms and the dedicated farmers who nurture them. May your days be as fruitful as a mushroom harvest and your hearts as warm as the Vietnamese sun. Safe travels and happy tasting.